Hello and welcome to the Car Sim and Race Driver Show. This is a podcast version, and also we might put it up on YouTube as well. And I've got a very, very special chap who's come alongside me. You're going to hear him coming through the audio. It is Andrew Marr. Hello, Andrew. How are you doing?
Hello, Hugh. Hello, everybody else. I'm okay. I'm all right. Recovering from my racing incidents last night. GT3 and horrible Hyundais at Kyoto.
I missed your Brands Hatch race. I actually fell asleep. Now, please don't take. I've had the sniffles, not the COVID, but I had tested and I was fine. But I was so tired last night when I got to Brands Hatch. I was watching you do Brands Hatch. I fell asleep. But and then I woke up just as you were finishing. So I didn't see how you got on in Brands Hatch. How did you do?
So after moaning at me and pushing me to do daily races, which caused me no end of grief, you then fell asleep watching it.
I did. I know it doesn't say very much, but I did actually do that.
Absolutely.
It was only because I was lying on my bed with my phone in my hand, watching you at Brands Hatch and watching you do the previous ones. Also in where was it? In GT3. At Willow Springs.
GT3, yeah, Willow Springs, yeah.
And I fell asleep when it got. I woke up and you were doing Brands Hatch, so that was the thing. But
it's fine. It's fine. It's just I'll just like to say that as the people in the northeast of England late saying, "Yo, get."
You know. So that
cheeky get, but you're doing like that fine. We're going to squeak and get excited. Yeah, that's I badly. Very badly, and it got to the point where I was getting. I mean, I've seen you do this, where you get so frustrated and so fed up, you're crashing at every single corner.
Yeah.
And I'm spending more time moaning at the people putting comments in. I wasn't concentrating anymore, and I just thought, oh, that's it. So I rage quit, and I rage quit on somewhere anyway. I rage quit, and I just thought, that's it. I've had enough. Bye. Thanks for watching. And joining me on my first stream with a wheel. Bye. Just left. So probably a bunch of people, because I had loads of people watching. Really great. Darren and Bobster Damo and JD from America, all watching. Matt was watching. You were watching, obviously.
And you had Richie as well, wasn't it? Richie was on.
Richie with his new whatever that's called, ID thing.
Mm-hmm.
YouTube ID with Supreme in the name. So yeah, it's just I say probably sitting there going, oh, he's a bit mardy, isn't he? Well, yeah, I was. I was fed up. I'd had enough. I was so happy and amazed the first time once I'd set it all up and got the buttons where I wanted them, pretty much sensitivity how I wanted it, all that kind of stuff. I went to Suzuka, which was the first track I played around with when I was doing exactly the same thing with the pad. In the same car with the same setup, so I have a completely representative comparative time.
Yeah,
and I was doing 103s with the pad, and to anyone out there that didn't know, I was using the motion controller because I can't use the guys, but it wasn't easy for me. It worked for me using the motion controller, but then, so I was doing 103s, and it was okay. It wasn't brilliant. I was just come to the conclusion I was rubbish. Leave it at that. Yeah. And then, obviously, I got this amazing Christmas present from a wonderful person of this brand new G29 wheel, and it was a total revelation because my very first flying lap was at 58 seconds, so 5 seconds quicker.
That's amazing, isn't it?
And I wasn't like trying hard and pushing it, which is probably why it went so fast, because every time I try hard and push it, I end up crashing.
Yeah.
Overdriving, you know.
Yeah.
I was just gobsmacked. So I wanted to come on and just show that. And then loads of people appeared, and you came up with a really, really daft idea.
Yeah.
Going on daily races.
Yeah.
In public with people telling me what to do. No, bad idea. No. So no, I'm because I was being punted off by morons every time I was trying to sort of get into tracks I don't know well in those cars.
Yeah.
Kyoto I know okay. Done it in Mazdas and I've done it in my little Alfa Romeo and a few things like that. That was a bit better. Willow Springs, I like Willow Springs, but I've not done it in super fast cars like GT3 cars.
Yeah, yeah.
I've only done it in like normal cars, like a Lancia Delta Integrale and my Subaru and all that kind of stuff. So I wasn't just learning how to use the wheel and pedals. I was also learning how to drive that car there in a race, as opposed to just practicing. So that didn't go well. There's one corner I always screw up. You see, one corner. It's the end when you've come around the big loop.
Yeah.
After you've done the start finish straight, you go, you hang left, you have a big loop, and then there's a big braking zone, and if you get that wrong, you end up going up a banking, don't you?
Yeah, it's a key critical one. You got to go from about fifth to about third, and then kind of try and ride a little bit of left curb if you can, just a little bit, but then try and keep it straight because it's very easy to lose control as you accelerate out of that bend up the hill.
So I'm in a 600 horsepower Ford GT3 car, a Le Mans, the Le Mans car, and doing 150 in that corner, trying to work out how to brake, and I'm left foot braking for the first time ever, which was a lot easier than I thought it would be, actually. A lot easier than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
Every now and again, I'd forget, and I'd use my right foot, and I'm like, hold on, what's going on? Something feels funny. Oh, it's the other foot. Okay, and I'd have to swap back again. Weird. But it's strange. After 30-something years of driving a car, suddenly you're left foot braking, and it's just very strange.
Yeah.
So but it was good. It was really good. There's potential there, but I've got specific weaknesses, like braking and taking in when you turn. Driving on the road is very different to driving on a track. You're trying to brake at the last minute. You can't. The idea is not to leave margin for error, and then I tend to overdrive, and also my reactions aren't as fast these days as they ever were. I'm sort of, say I should be turning in at a certain point. I'm usually 10 or 15 meters after that when I start turning in, because I'm thinking about something else like braking, and then I miss my turn in.
Yeah.
I guess all that will come as you practice, and it becomes more automatic.
Yeah,
I suppose. Yeah. I mean, you're improving all the time. You're getting faster all the time. So I guess, you know.
And guess where we're racing tonight? Guess on Three's a Crowd.
In Three's a Crowd? Where?
And it's gone straight from it's Suzuka. I thought it was straight from my head, but it says Suzuka in GT3. But it's either going to be the Lamborghini, the Gallardo, or the replacement for the Gallardo. And
Huracan.
The Huracan, and also the Audi R8. So you have got to choose one or the other.
So same engine, same four-wheel drive system.
Yeah.
Same basic chassis.
Yeah.
Just two different parts of the Volkswagen Audi group.
Yeah.
Wow,
yeah.
Interesting.
So that could be quite fun. So maybe see if we can do a bit of that later on.
It is a nice V10, but it's not the nicest V10 on the.
No,
that's that Porsche Carrera GT, which just howls.
Yeah.
I played that to my landlord. He was around yesterday. I had a busy day yesterday trying to help my landlord with his little eBay business that is starting.
All right, very good.
He's just selling gym equipment, and we were talking about cars in the end because he needs to learn how to drive. He's going to get up to 40, and he can't drive yet, so he needs to learn how to drive. And I was just showing him bits of. He was moaning about how you need an expensive car for it to sound nice, because some Burke went past with a big exhaust, and I was showing him. Says no, you don't, and just showed him like 1970s Escorts. Like Mexico's and RS2000s, rally drivers and Mantas.
Yeah, proper cars. Well, there was a bearded Explorer. There was a bearded Explorer video the other day on Saturday. It came out.
Oh yeah.
And they found an Opel Manta GTE and some other great cars in an old abandoned house and yard. Yeah, so it was under a whole bunch of leaves, and it's such a pity that it was just left there to rot. But it looked actually quite solid, to be fair. Didn't look too bad, because they've got to be worth a bit of money and quite a rare find.
Well, absolutely. I mean, it's weird because I was telling him about the Opel Manta, because when I lived in Germany and I got Google Maps out and showed him where I lived, all around there were a bunch of people with Mark 1 Astra GTEs and Opel Manta GTEs. And they were souped up to the nines, T250s, T300s, 250, 300 horsepower, turbocharged versions. But they all had this guttural roar to them.
Yeah.
And what idiots think that it's the exhaust making that noise. It's not. It's the induction.
Yeah.
It's the air going in, which is why it's loud when you put your foot down, because Gordon Murray understood this with the McLaren F1. And with his new car, the T50.
Yeah.
He doesn't want a car because in Harry's garage, he's had a few like big, super fast 600 plus horsepower Porsches and stuff like this. And what they do is you can't hear the engine. All you can hear is they put these massive sports exhausts on them, drain pipes, and all you get is like this, and it's just resonant.
Yeah.
There's no. It's like the difference between, I don't know, Girls Aloud and Pavarotti. One's just a loud noise, or Rush. Rush is this symphony.
Yeah.
And the
other one can sing. That Now, can you see can you see on your screen there what I have in the background? Is it working?
I can't see anything on the screen.
You can't see anything.
Well, I can see it's just got these two dots going round and round and round. Do I need to click on something to say?
Are you in your Discord? Because I've shared the screen.
I'm in the Discord. I'm looking at it. I'm watching. Let me stop watching and then watch stream again. No, there's nothing. It's just a grey screen with two little blue.
All right, 2 seconds.
In the middle.
Right, hang on. I will stop streaming that then. And I will try. I don't know why that one isn't working. But
I can see. Watch stream.
Okay.
Now. There you go.
Okay, and then I'll just need to quickly go back into this, and then that should be working now.
There, now I can see that. It's doing that where it's kind of like it's a little strip in the middle, so it's not very big.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm having to use my OBS, I think, to share the screen with you. Unfortunately.
Okie dokie. So this is on a PlayStation, is it?
No, this is on my PC. This is on my PC, but it's the new F1 game. I got it because it was on offer it was half price on stream for the Black Friday. So I got it, and then in the last week or two I've started playing it, and I absolutely love it. It's, I think, by far and away the best F1 game they've made in a while. It's quite playable straight away. I had to do a little bit of work on getting my steering work in terms of because there was too much lock required to go around the bend. But once I got that sorted, everything else was absolutely fine. So now I've done a few chapters. I want a chapter 4, and I'm now going to do the Silverstone race. I'm Aidan Jackson in this career mode, and he's had all sorts of issues. He's had a puncture, so he's got to try and work his way back through the field and try and get a good finish. But I thought it'd be quite interesting for you to commentate alongside and see if I can manage. Hopefully the computer won't crash because it had a few issues with that. It should be fine, and I have no idea how it's going to be. It says I'm joining mid-race, so we'll find out what happens. But as long as you can see what's going on, I can get on with it, and we can have a little go if you like.
Aye, let's give it a go.
Are you up for that? Right, okay.
Yeah, give it a shout.
7 laps remaining. British Grand Prix.
Copy, Aidan.
Oh, someone's just charged past you.
So he's coming into the pits. I'm going to come in.
Damage. Our gap behind is 5.3 seconds.
Oh, it gives you the lines and everything. So I've just got images, people telling me what to do last night. You need to drive smoother, braking in different places.
Really helpful, isn't it? So I'm coming into the pits to get
I can't actually see it because.
Can you see anything at all?
Yeah, I can see you going into the pits. It's got the nice green line. I can see you. I can even read things. Ocon, Science, Jackson. Yeah, right. Jackson.
I think it's like Jack Aitken, isn't it? Because he's in F2, or he was in F2. So now we're in.
Name rings a bell. It's a bit Quasimodo.
Yeah, now we are in 14th place, and they've got 7 laps or 5 laps. Or 6 laps.
No. You're behind Vettel and Ricciardo. That must be bad.
Meow. Still time left to push for the points here, Aidan.
That's being bitchy.
Copy.
Get him. It's hat-trick time. It's like hammer time, but different. Hat-trick's going down the straight. He's gone into thingy curves. Things here. Silverstone, I should. It's a Silverstone, isn't it?
Yep.
Just hold on a minute, I've got that wrong. No, it isn't. And he's gone past the old pit straight, which now looks like it's You can go down the inside there. Just don't make sure the Renault doesn't turn in on you. No. You can't go down the inside there, but you did anyway. Steward's inquiry. They'll bring a safety car out any minute now just to stop you from getting too far away. Oh, do I sound bitter? I was talking to someone yesterday. They were not yesterday. What day are we on? Monday, and they were going. Well, it's just because Verstappen. He had this look on his face. It was obvious he was trying very hard to poke me. You know, that sort of wind me up. And he was going, well, it's just because he's not as good as Verstappen, obviously, because he lost. And I'm like, ooh, because that's not why I'm peed off. I'm not peed off because he lost. I'm peed off with the way he lost. He lost thanks to the FIA or the Massey and all that kind of stuff. The best idea I like is red flag. Everyone gets new tyres. 3-lap sprint to the end. See who wins.
Yes, because I think that would have been a lot fairer.
And then if Verstappen had won, fair enough, fair play to you, mate. You're a very, very good driver. You're nuts and you're dangerous, but you are a good driver, no doubt about it. You know, Schumacher and Senna being idiots, smashing into people, does not make them bad drivers. They were superb, obviously, both of them. So, you can respect that. But I'm not happy. I'm not happy with the way Max Verstappen.
No.
People keep saying Lewis Hamilton used to do that. This is, well, he'd push people wide, but everybody pushed people wide then. What he didn't do was weave 3 to 4 times down the straight and go into a corner deliberately not caring whether or not he'll crash. And there's a subtle difference.
Okay, the gap behind is 4.7
and I'm not a
seconds.
particular fan of Lewis Hamilton. You do very well going past people. Is the damage on?
I think so.
Because you've had some pretty close calls. I'm surprised you've got wing end plates left on your cars. Get on the radio and tell them, I've got no downforce, the tyres are rubbish. Why are you ever taking people out? Because, shut up. Get on to your race engineer. Oh, no, that's me. I'm your race engineer.
So I'm going to get into the top 10 to make it work. Hopefully it will.
Yes, Peter Jackson going to ruin the race like he ruined Lord of the Rings. Oh no, it's not Peter Jackson, is it?
You Michael Massey.
Yeah.
Now we're 11th. Oh, it's going to be a battle with Butler.
A battle with Butler. Lecturer called Mr. Butler. Ian Butler from Scotland. Good guy, actually. Very knowledgeable. Nice when you find someone that knows things. But knows things and they get paid for knowing things. As opposed to, the modern idea of you get paid for being of the right group because you're on Channel 4 or something.
Of course, they managed to get the rights to show it, didn't they, live?
Well, they did, but did you notice it wasn't the Channel 4 people?
All right, no, I didn't see that.
Keep this
up. Right, it was the Sky people.
All right.
Okay. It wasn't DC and all them lot with their 5-year-olds as a commentary team. It was Crofty and.
All right, and Brundle.
It was the Sky feed. So I don't know what happened there. It was so. I mean, I find Crofty really annoying, but he was still better than anyone apart from DC and Webbo. Because they've got rid of all the good ones. They've got rid of all the good ones from Channel 4, and they've got these 5-year-olds in, giving them a chance, and it's not giving them a chance. How do you do that? Oh. Now you see, you didn't crash there. What you need is you need someone to start shouting that you're dangerous and that you're going to kill someone with 57G now. Okay. How dare you go up the inside? I'm Max Verstappen. I can turn in where I like, even if someone.
Well, we're up at the 9th. And there is 8th and 7th ahead.
Hey, we've got 3 laps to go, Hatrick. 3 laps to go. Keep it together. Keep it together. Don't get excited. You know what? Get excited. Don't let elbows Hatrick come out of the box. Though you were pretty elbowy in those last few, those overtakes you made. That was quite elbowy. That was, I'm going through here. It's up to you whether you crash into me. And the computer decided not to. Well, like I said, that's what, what's he called? Thingy Thing said about Thingy Bob. Brundle said about Senna.
Yeah, that's true, isn't it?
From F3, he said that he used to put his car somewhere for an overtake and then let you decide whether you crashed or not. In other words, were you going to turn and keep out the way? Yeah, he did. Which is pretty much like everyone in GT Sports daily races acts, except for they also rear-ended, punt you off the track, which I find very annoying. What was really annoying is I was going to get someone back for it, and I said so, and then I crashed off the next corner and couldn't catch him up, which was very annoying. it's like I'm not even close enough to just dive. You're a git, and I hate you, cheating person. So,
Good job. Nice overtake.
Silverstone, what you do here? Unfortunately, I won't be able to learn it in time for you to finish the race. You've only got 2 laps left.
That's all right.
So, the original start-finish straight is the hanger straight.
The teammate behind is 13.
There you go.
0 seconds.
And it was going into Stowe, where you just made that manoeuvre, and so did Hamilton on... What's his mush? So, this is Brooklands, I believe?
There's 3 laps of fuel remaining.
So Ocon is 7 seconds down the road.
Oh, he'll crash in a minute. He's French. Maybe it was the village and loop. I don't know. I can't really tell. That's Brooklands. Oh, yeah. You're going around Brooklands now. Through Woodcote. Down the old straight. Around that corner that kills Verstappen's. Which is also known as Cops. Through Maggots, Chapel, Beckett's Chapel, sorry, get it right, down the Hanger Straight. Why is it called the Hanger Straight, anybody? It's because it used to be, probably still are, round Stowe. Sweepy sweep, fast sweeper, wrecking the tyres, through Vale, through the S-bends of Vale. Over the start-finish straight.
Good job. That was
the Hamilton Straight
so far.
It's so nice. It's just so easy to get into this.
The game or the track?
The game.
Fair enough. Abbey. Along a little straight. Around Brooklands. Down the straight, and then you go through a couple of bends towards Brooklands, then Luffield, back to Woodcote, this corner coming up now, where you can get, remember you can get Ocon at Cops, you can go down the inside. Oh, just like that. Now, were you ahead at the corner? Oh, I don't think. This occasion.
He doesn't need to brake.
He does because you've damaged his car. Come on, yes, round the outside. Oh.
Hey, we did it.
Hang straight, yes. What position in 6th? You're in 6th. You've got. Come on, don't wash out. This is your final lap. You're in the old points, last points position in the old money.
Yeah.
6th. They should have done the top 15, like they do in, and then you get more people.
All right, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
There you go.
Fairer. Well done.
That was all right, wasn't it? That was all right for the first go.
I must say.
I can't believe
Under
I
some
told you to
intense
go
pressure
back.
to take a well-earned
the
victory
uncanny valley,
here
that
in the
is.
British Grand Prix. What a
Look at it,
race
they
for
just
young
look so
Adrian
wrong
Jackson.
in
If he can keep this up, he's got a long
eyes.
career
The eyes look like they're murderers.
Absolutely.
No.
I've been gutted about that
Kill
puncher.
you all.
Imagine what
I
kind of
kill you
challenge he'd have
all.
been able to make without it.
Wow.
You've got to give it to him though. He
It is
gritted
quite
his
fun,
teeth
isn't
and
it?
pulled-
Look at that.
Even Shrek
After an
was
excellent
better at
performance
faces
at the
than
Grand
that.
Prix,
Shrek
I'm sure
was
there'll be
terrible.
plenty of celebrations tonight
couldn't-
amongst the Mercedes
DreamWorks couldn't
team,
keep up with
and they certainly deserve
Pixar.
it.
Not in that. Oh my goodness gracious me! What does he look like?
I'm going to try and see if I can get a bit of a screenshot there. That
You see, what if this was accurate? Verstappen would be holding the bottle by the other end, swinging it around the back of his head.
it's such a good fun game. I love that. It's a nice game. You know, you can just get into it quite easily. And once you've got the basic setup right.
This is the official Formula One game, is it?
Yeah.
Oh right.
It was only 25 quid on Steam at on the Black Friday
This is
deal.
what they were playing when we were commentating at the beginning of the COVID scaredemic.
Yes, and also, well, they launch it every year. They bring out a new one normally in about August time. So this one came out, I think, kind of middle of August this year.
Oh,
so a lot of the guys, a lot of the big streamers, they did it straight away. But I couldn't afford the 60 quid, so I had to wait till it comes down a bit.
60 quid?
Yeah, it was about 60 quid normally. So I got mine for 25 on PC. So, yep, that's what happens when you're a Scotsman. You can't afford that kind of. That's too expensive. So you have to wait a few
or an
months.
Englishman living in Wales, to be honest.
You know.
With you. Oh, well.
But I think that was quite fun. It was quite a laugh, wasn't
I enjoyed that.
it?
Are you getting the sound? I'm not getting the sound.
I'm getting the sound because I had to share my screen on the thing. I couldn't do it as an
No,
application.
is it good? Does it sound good? Does it sound? You know?
Yeah. No, it's all good. See, for example, this is your manager talking to you.
Well, someone's the hot topic in the press room.
Can you? Or you're, yeah.
He's called Brian. Hello. You're all right, Aiden. You did a great job there, mate. What we tried to do is we get another Birmingham.
I thought you'd lost it.
Remember years ago we had like the F3000. But this time we're going to use the
That's all
M6.
anyone's talking about.
It'd be really good.
glad the press is starting to
A38M and the M6,
Oh,
then you
get
could
used to it. They put a
down.
bunch of
And
interviews
if you have a
with
crash,
your
what happens is
guys.
they put out
It's why I was
safety
calling.
till ham.
Right. Thanks for letting me know.
So don't celebrate too hard.
So no, it's great fun.
Yeah,
it's great
all right,
fun.
Ryan.
I'll
Don't
just wait
worry.
for this thing
I'm
to
only going
finish
to
it,
see my mum.
and then
Should have
Right.
They should have called him
Each to their own.
Nige. Not add his
Yeah,
face,
Brian.
just had a big moustache, and that could be your manager. And a big moustache. Oh, can you imagine what the coat of arms for Nigel Mansell would be? It would be a big moustache behind a steering wheel behind crossed golf clubs behind a huge steering wheel.
yeah. Oh, guess what? I have been in contact with the Jean Alesi official page on Facebook, and I got a response.
No.
Yes.
That was Jean with his wine.
Well, I don't know if it was John or if it was one of his admins, but it is
Well.
seemingly his Facebook page, official Facebook page. Want to know a little bit more about what we do, so I've sent him a copy of what the interview I did with David Perel. So hopefully they'll have a little look at that.
Someone they might know. You
Yeah.
know, but
I thought they might recognise him. You see.
David's really good, you know.
Yeah. So my hope is that once they see that, they might just come back. And could you imagine if we got an interview with Jean Alesi? That would
Sean
be
lazy. Oh,
Yeah.
that would be superb. What you tear up?
it would be incredible, wouldn't it?
You would have 20. We'd get our 5 million subscribers immediately. Can you imagine that?
No, I think I'd have the only Jean Alesi interview with 100 views. But,
100 views. I think it might be a little bit more than that.
I
mate.
always seem to
If
get
they put
100
it out.
views, so but we'll see.
But we look at Jean. I mean, at the start of when I started really watching
Yeah.
Formula One, was Berger and Alesi in Ferrari. It was
Yeah.
ace.
Oh, it'd be incredible, wouldn't it? It'd be absolutely amazing. So we're hoping, beyond hope, that we could get him to do a wee. I said even just a few minutes. Literally 10 minutes would be incredible. But you never know. He might just do it. You never know. But it might take a wee while.
Back in those days when they did a piece about the lives of a Formula One driver, it was actually interesting.
Yeah.
Now it's not interesting because they have so much music and flashing, and it's like watching
Yeah.
a Top of the Pops video. It's ridiculous. Whereas in those days, you just found out that he's French Italian and that he's really likes wine and he has his own vineyard.
Yeah,
stuff like that.
He's French Sicilian, isn't he? That's the thing, French Sicilian or something. So, I would love. So that would be incredible. And of course, in a week's time, we've got a mega interview night. We've got TRL Lightning. We've got Valerio Gallo. We've got Zavidic coming. We've got Deadeye Delboy. We've got Darren Turner. We've got Keirith Cart. And they're all going to
come on. Oh, wow.
Yeah, so they're all going to come on, hopefully, at the same time, because StreamYard takes so many. Yeah, it would be something. And maybe we can have you on too, Andrew, to kind of be an admin on it. Maybe you can come in and just make sure everyone's behaving. That
just sit there with my face on the screen, looking stern.
Yeah, exactly. You could be the Michael Massey of the whole thing.
Stop it. I can practice now. Okay, so can you just let me deal? Can you just let me deal with the steering wheel first before you? Okay, I've got a serious toe hole problem with my sock, and I need to sort it out. So can you just wait a minute, okay? and allow me to think. So let me. You want to? I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll let you have a 10-place positive anti-penalty because you're at the back, and we'll give Lewis a negative penalty of 10 places, and then that'll be fair, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm only asking you, Red Bull, though. I'm not asking anybody else's opinions. I'm just, how does that sound to you?
Yeah, I just think, you know what, because I was thinking about this yesterday, and this will be good for the podcast, because it'll be interesting to see what our listeners think. I love Formula One. I love the fact it's been a thrilling year, to be fair. We've had some good races, and they've each had their times when they've been quite challenging, and they've gotten away with stuff. But I think the big problem that summed it up last week and also last Sunday was Michael Massey started to take the race into his own hands. And he was making too many decisions by himself. I know he's a race director, he's allowed to do that, but I think he just got away with it. But it was a wee bit ropey in Saudi Arabia. I mean, it was a lot of issues there, and then he tried to kind of redo it almost on Sunday.
A wee bit ropey. That's the understatement of the century.
But what it was, because it was dodgy, and it got beyond him. It got beyond him. I think genuinely he can't. If you're going to make those kind of decisions, it will bite you back. Because it was too much. You have to stick by the rules, otherwise you can't have somebody just running it like a dictator and making his own decisions, and nobody else can do anything they like, or they can't challenge it. And he just got away with it in Saudi Arabia, but I think he felt he had to make amends on Sunday there. So he knew that Mercedes had a good start with Hamilton's clash in the first lap, and then you kind of felt he was going to give it back to Red Bull at some point, right the way through. You just knew something was going to happen, and of course with the safety car at the end only allowing the 5 cars to overtake, that was the end. That was it. And I think he ruined it. I think he really shouldn't have done that. As you say, it should have been a red flag, tyres changed, and then 3 laps to the finish or whatever.
Absolutely. And the only reason to do that would be to avoid the sort of, not the shame, but avoid the disappointment of not having the ultimate deciding race finished under a safety car.
Yeah.
It was for viewers. It wasn't for. They've got these safety regs in there for good reason. Look at we've lost a person. We lost. I want to say Biaggi, but that's a motorcycle rider. What's his name? Oh my God! Come on. A few years ago, crashed into the tractor.
Oh.
Come on.
Oh.
Italian name. It's an Italian name. What's wrong with me?
But it wasn't Biaggi. Well, it was Bianchi at Suzuka, wasn't it? But it was.
No, Max Biaggi's a motorcycle rider. I'm thinking it's something like that. It
was Jules Bianchi, was it not? Or Jules
Bianchi?
Yeah.
Bianchi, not Biaggi. Bianchi. Jules Bianchi. He hit severely injured because they were going around in the wet, and was it the virtual safety car or even the real safety car, and he was trying to catch up and came off and smacked into the tractor.
Yeah.
So there's reasons why these rules, and they should never allow. This is the stuff Jackie Stewart was death threats for fighting against. They should never allow the spectacle to be more important than the safety. And what he did is we don't know what had been said to him privately by someone in that office. We hear the communications to the teams, and back and forth, and the pressure there. What we don't hear is when someone from Trinity Media comes up and says, "Listen, mate, sort this out, do something." We don't know that.
Yeah.
And I don't know, that may not have happened, but it may have. It may have happened because they are very interested in, the Drive to Survive jeopardy and action, fake action, because that's the kind of show people make these days. It's not racing.
Yeah.
And something interesting, I was watching interviews that's gone on because this big thing that's happened, hasn't it? Since, and Brundle was talking about Charlie Whiting.
Yeah.
And he made a very good point. Charlie Whiting, he was a dictator, and they were scared of him, man, and he knew the rule book of his hand. And when he said something, they all went, "Yeah, okay, thanks, sir."
But I don't think he wouldn't have taken it into his hands like this. Not
well,
like
no,
what...
the whole point is they wouldn't have been pressurising Charlie Whiting.
Yeah.
They would have been asking permission, and Charlie Whiting wouldn't have done anything that stupid. He would not have done any of the stuff that Michael Massey's done over this last couple of years, where the rules have been applied differently every time.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have been getting on the phone to Red Bull saying, "How does this sound to you?
Yeah.
How about you start here because of this and this and this? You're doing this. And if you don't like it, tough doo-doo, go to court."
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He did not give a damn. He just did his job.
He was fair, though. I mean, you never had this issue with Charlie Whiting, ever.
Absolutely.
Never heard of that at all.
He applied the rules.
Yeah.
He applied the rules. And he knew the rules. He did not, as you say, make it up as he's going along to try and, for whatever reason, fix something. I don't know.
Yeah. That no, it's something else, isn't it? But no, well, I think it's left a sour note because we kind of felt Lewis had that race in his hand, and even if it had finished under the safety car and he had won, that would have been, I think, actually a very good ending and a deserved ending to the championship.
Well, he caught up. I mean, and all the controversy that went on, and all.
Yeah.
Good enough to get another car. The team's good enough to get another one. I felt sick. I switched the telly off. I couldn't watch anymore.
Yeah.
I felt sick to my stomach.
Yeah.
If it had been a real fight, because the reason why Lewis wasn't brought in, they said to him over the radio, "We're going to finish under the safety car."
So that's what they thought was going to happen. Yeah,
that's what they thought was going to happen, and that's why they didn't change him. If he'd been on fresh tyres, it would have been a proper fight, and maybe Max would have got past. Maybe Max wouldn't have got past. Maybe Max would have crashed into him. We don't know.
Yeah.
We never find out. We'll never know now. We'll never see an end. We didn't see the race end. We saw. I'll say a fix. Because Max was nowhere near Lewis the whole race. Who was the faster guy on the day?
Yeah, it was
faster
Lewis.
Car, faster driver. It was Lewis, 100%.
Yeah, it's an annoying way to finish, and I think Max Verstappen will regard that as, I think, quite a lucky. Things went his way. Definitely went his way.
Oh, yeah.
And I think he won't be able to. I think it's. At first, I thought it's an illegitimate championship, but you can't. He's done enough to do it, but he's been given that on a. But he's been dramatically helped at the end of that race, and I kind of think, it doesn't really.
He deserves multiple championships. I mean, there's no doubt about it. He absolutely deserves. He's good enough to get multiple championships, and he deserves them. There's no doubt about that. And I wasn't happy with the way he conducted himself this year, but he is really good.
Yeah.
Okay. There's no doubt about it. He is really good. So, I don't begrudge him a championship or even this championship, even though I don't like drove in certain aspects this year. There's the double standards going on here.
Yeah.
But okay, he's still good enough to be there. You could have dirty drivers. Kumasato used to smash into people and go do banzai moves, but he was never close to a championship, was he? No. Even in a good car. Yeah. So, I'd never say that he was undeserving.
No, I just think if you're going to win it, you need to win it properly.
It's the way that last race and the other bits just makes me feel sick because he didn't win the race.
Yeah, yeah.
Michael Massey won it for him.
Yeah, yeah. I know that's the thing, isn't it? That aye.
And I think that all these people that are saying, well, Red Bull pulled a blinder with their strategy, whereas Mercedes were conservative. But of course, that's what they had to do because Mercedes were out front and Red Bull had nothing to lose and all this kind of stuff. And it's but that's not that last pit stop thing. Yes, that Mercedes made a couple of mistakes where they could have pitted under the safety car and all this kind of stuff. They left Lewis out for such a long time on those tyres. Yes, but that was a risk they were taking. And then when the safety car came in, under normal circumstances, it would have finished under the safety car. There's no way they'd better clear that wreckage away in time to not finish under the safety car. So, of course, their thinking is, well, there's no point risking being too close by doing a pit stop here.
Yeah, yeah.
So that strategy thing doesn't scan for me because the only reason they did that was because they knew, according to normal regulations, that it would now finish under the safety car.
Yeah, yeah.
And even if it hadn't, even if they'd brought the safety car in when they did, if they'd have applied the rules correctly, either let them all the cars overtake or don't, as opposed to just let 4.
Yeah.
Verstappen probably may not have got past. He may not have been close enough.
No, I think if they weren't allowed to get past, if they weren't, even if they were blue flagged, they would. I think he would have struggled. I don't think he would have been able to get anywhere near Hamilton. I think he would have driven away and probably won it by a few seconds because there's 4 or 5 cars to get past. It's not just like 1 or 2, and then you've got to get past them before the hairpins and everything else. Get on the straights. I think he would have struggled to have gotten there. And I genuinely thought, no, they'll keep it going, or they'll let everybody, or you let everybody unlap themselves. In which case, it's going to take more than a lap to do it, and Lewis wins under the safety car. And I think that should have been the result. Certainly in my opinion, I think that was the deserved result, and I just think it's been taken away from him. And it's a real, it's a bit like Senna in 1989 when they did everything for Prost. Everything was favoured for Prost.
Oh, Balestre. The Frenchman in charge of the FIA. Balestre, not Balestre. Balestre. The Frenchman in charge of the FIA, helping the Frenchman get another World Championship.
Yeah.
Which was just
shocking.
as dodgy, and everybody knows it.
Yeah. But then I think it will bring Hamilton back even more next year. He'll be absolutely desperate to get another win. And
I was hoping, personally, 8th World Championship and retire, or not 8th World Championship and retire. Whatever. Keep it to 7 and retire. Whichever way, I was hoping that he would retire, and then you got 2 spaces at Mercedes, Russell for one and somebody else for the other. Max pushing for the championship, resurgent Ferrari maybe, with the new cars, and like all these new, Norris and Russell and Leclerc and all these young, super fast new people. And then Max would almost be, I know he's the same sort of age, but he's been in it a bit longer because he was so young when he started.
Yeah.
Being the sort of the
older
god, the guy, the champion. I mean, I was up for him being the champion. First half of the year, I'm thinking a bit dodgy here, but he's so good. It would be good, he deserves a championship.
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping that Lewis would go while he's on top, and then you get the new guard with the new cars, fresh start, see what happens. He's not going to do that now, is he? He's going to come back and he's going to win harder.
Yeah,
he's going to fight more.
Yeah, it'll be interesting, and it's only March till the next one, so it's not very far away. It's literally 3 months. No. But, so it's not. I mean, I remember having to wait 5 or 6 months and being desperate for it to start. And now
they had the time to make the cars then, didn't they? Now they haven't got time. They can't test anyway.
Yeah, hardly anything. No, it's crazy. Well, on that note, we'll call it a night for our podcast because we didn't have a guest last week. We don't have one tomorrow as yet, so we might do a bit more streaming in the meantime. But I really appreciate you coming on the show, Andrew, and taking the filling that hot seat and being able to have a good chat about how it is to get a new G29 steering wheel and pedals for the first time, looking at the F1 game, and of course our take on the F1 Championship as well. Which I do think many people agree with us. I think everyone was quite shocked, and it just doesn't sit right. But what is done is done. Max Verstappen is the world champion, and you can't take that away from him. It has been a great year of racing. But let's hope it's a bit better next year, and Michael Massey doesn't try and take the race into his own hand every GP that's out there.
I worry that the way they got all these new so-called supporters, and they're more like football supporters. Their favourite phrase is, "Oh, you are a fill in the gap blank fanboy."
Yeah,
that phrase, that term fanboy. What the hell does that mean? Well, I'm a fanboy. Yes, I'm a fan of racing.
Yeah. No,
I'm actually, my team's actually McLaren. It was Williams, but they don't exist anymore. If I was to support anybody, it's young Norris or Ricciardo was one of my fans. Lewis. It's great to see him out there. I'm interested to see how him and stuff. But I'm not a fanboy. It's not a football team. It's not my national team.
Yeah.
That you support through thick and thin. It's racing.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's it.
Exactly.
End of. It's nuts, man.
There we are. Well, I'll stop the recording on that point. We'll get this uploaded to YouTube.
Sorry.
And remember, for everyone who's watching and listening, to tune in on the 23rd of December, especially because we will have this fantastic multi-champion interview with sim racing legends like TRL Lightning, Valerio Gallo, Keith Cart, Deadeye Delboy, Darren Turner, Mike Rogers Racing, and possibly a good few more as well. I'm sure I've missed out some people. Oh yeah, Zavicic as well. He should be coming along.
Don't forget him.
Yeah, so it's going to be a fantastic night, our Christmas special on the 23rd of December at 9 o'clock, and we'll do a quick video about that next week as well, just to let you all know. But big thanks to Andrew Marr for coming on and being our guest today, and drive fast and try not to crash.
And you'll win at the first corner.
Absolutely. Bye-bye.
Bye.